Hi everyone and welcome, it's Dora here, and it's that time of the year where I'm asking you to help me choose my Pan That palette for next year. I just filmed my Pan That palette update. I don't know, maybe it might be the last one before the finale, and that's so exciting because that would be the first time I ever finished a palette. Yeah. Let's choose wisely for 2026. I've got quite a few palettes here, 4 options though. And yeah, let's go ahead and start with the first one. This palette, I'm selling this to you in every one of these videos that I make. And I'm doing it again. And this is the Urban Decay Prince palette. Actually, it's called You Got the Look. There are 10 shadows in here. I've got a new pan in Crystal Ball. I managed to hit that in Deck of Panning. So 4 out of 10 pans have been hit in here. The color story. It's interesting, right? What it is with this palette, this is one of my oldest palettes, and I just, you know, as beautiful as this packaging is, it's not practical. And I have scraped some other palettes with it, damaged them because they're hanging out chilling next to this one. And I just think it's time. Another thing is that these pans are actually magnetic, whereas a lot of the other palettes that I've got, especially the drugstore ones, are not magnetic. So this makes it quite attractive to me to finish this palette, and also, again, because it's older in my collection. I got this Christmas 2021, so it's been 4 years, you know. Do I think that I could finish all of these shadows in 1 year? Probably not, but I do like a challenge, and I'm not afraid of dark shadows. I quite enjoy using them. I've been frankening a little bit with my current Pan That palette and this shadow here called So Dark. I think I'm more worried about the golds, but maybe I can learn new ways of wearing them, or maybe new combinations. Maybe I'll do some frankening. I think that could be kind of fun. And plot twist, I discovered something. So the lovely Ruth, who I'm going to link down below, gifted me the Glaminatrix Sugar and Spice palette. Most of the original shadows in here, so they're magnetic too. You can see where this is going. And I've taken them out and I've sorted them, and I looked under them to see which of them actually belong to this palette, and there were 4 that don't belong to this palette. So here I've put them into the right spot, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 empty spots. So I'll show you those as well. I've just popped those in here. I don't know what palette they're from, or palettes, but it doesn't matter. I think they might be the same size as the Urban Decay. And since I'm not a fan of the impractical packaging, I might be able to get into that, depot the shadows, casualties, I'd look after them and repress them, and then maybe make a custom palette to pan, and with the ones in here as well. And it wouldn't need to be a 15 pan palette. I could turn this into a 10 pan or a 9 pan like I've been panning this year, or maybe just even 6. The possibilities are endless. I could also do a whole, maybe I'll try and hit pan first. Between these 2 palettes, I've only got the 4 pans in the Urban Decay palette. So maybe it could be fun to sort of, you know, set the initial goal of trying to hit as many pans as possible, and then decide if it's a shadow that I really adore, do I want to try and pan it to completion from either one of these? So this is my option number 1. Let me know what you think. And the order is kind of random. I will tell you maybe at the end what I'm personally thinking. Option number 2 is a combination of 2 mini palettes, and I've got 3 here. So these are 6 pans or less. Let's start with this quad. So this is Revolution Pro So Jaded, and I've got 1 pan in here already. And it's a green palette. It's a cute green little quad here. And I've hit pan here. This is a pressed glitter, quite a fine milled one. And this one is just a sort of white satin, or cream colored probably, actually. Yeah. I think this could be really fun, and I know I could pan this within a year, and maybe another small one too. So that's option 1. And again, beautiful packaging with these gemstones on here, but not so practical. And it's, again, it's got that, I don't know, I kind of, you know, these to me seem more like products that I would put on display, but I don't do that with my palettes. I would like them to all slot into my drawer and not cause any friction. So I think that could be another satisfying palette to finish. I'm going to stick with Revolution for my second palette. The third one isn't. XX Revolution Sugar Baby. So this is a monochromatic palette, more so than the previous one. And I've got 6 pans in here. I had this in Project Level Up, maybe in another project for No Pan Left Behind as well. These shimmers are a little bit prone to hard pan, but I don't have to use them as a topper every single time. I could alternate between using a brush and my fingers or only using a brush. I know these XX Revolution shadows are shallow. So I think, again, this could be really fun. And even though I do have other monochromatic palettes and I would not want to ever have them as a pan that palette, at least not now, this one I'm happy to work through. I like purple looks, but I think 6 shadows rather than say an 18 pan purple palette is manageable. And purple is also kind of versatile because you can turn it more into a pink look, like look at those 2 here, or I could turn it more into a blue kind of scenario. All sorts of possibilities. My third option is my Tropic Exotic palette by Catrice. This is originally a 9 pan palette, but I've only got 6 shadows left in here. So these 2 I took out and frankened a ton of shadows with, and then this one I took out to franken a face powder with. I think I've got that here. It was one of those nighttime franken moments where originally I wanted one of your face powders in my collection for my inventory for maybe this month, yeah. I did a repress franken face powder, and so that Catrice shadow is in there. This one I'm not so sure about. Maybe I would say leave that one out or sort of take it out at some point. Maybe I would franken with it. But I would initially like the challenge of learning how to make this work for me. These pans are really deep. I do need to point that out. So even though I've hit, yeah, just the 1 pan in here at the minute, I had other pans hit, but they're not there anymore. It really takes a while to hit pan. But then once you do, you know, it's kind of satisfying to see the pan expansions. So this is part of my option 2. My thinking is to pick 2 of these to pan initially. I think 10 shadows or 12 would be plenty to work through an entire year. Or maybe you would say, oh, I like a challenge, Dora. Why not pull in all of them together? Because then I've got something that is more neutral leaning, a purple and a green palette. I think that could be kind of good. Or maybe you're saying, oh, only pick 1 of them, and then once you're done with that, you can move on to another palette, maybe another small one or a bigger one, whatever, you know. So let me know. Let's look at option 3, and this is another palette that you would have seen in my video last year. So this is the Revolution Pro Rockstar Nude Edition palette, and I've got a backup of this. I'd like to sort of find out, do I want to hold on to that backup or do I maybe want to sell it because it's never been used? But here's what this palette is looking like, and you can see I've got 3 pans here. It does look like a sort of, you know, purple leaning, mauvey type of palette, but I do think there are a lot of neutrals in here too. And there are also 2 pressed glitters, which could be fun. Or maybe also a bit of a, oh, I don't really have to pan those. I don't think I'd be able to finish 18 shadows in 12 months. If, you know, it's taking me at least 11 months to finish my 9 pan palette. So I think the goal for this one would be to hit pan in everything. So 15 more shadows to hit pan in, and then to try and finish half of this palette. So 9 pans. I think that would be, you know, 1 level up in terms of what I've been doing this year, a little bit harder, but maybe also these pans are a little bit smaller than the very end. So this is my option number 3. And my final option is the Revolution Pro Smoked Palette. This is probably, I'm gonna just say it straight away. I'm not gonna hold back. This is the one that I think I'm leaning towards the most right now. For most of the year, I thought this was gonna be my pan that palette. And then I sort of moved away from that. And then I thought it was gonna be this one up until just a few days ago when I thought maybe panning a couple of minis would be fun and really satisfying just because I can get more out. But this one is just, there's another story about this one. So this is part of a set, part of a collection. These are the new neutral palettes by Revolution Pro, and I've got 5 of them. This is my favorite. And I was watching Teresa, I'm going to link her channel below. She's got such an exquisite collection. Please make sure you check her out. And she's an amazing panner. And she was saying it makes more sense to pan a palette that you love rather than something that you just want to get out of your collection. So this is what I'm putting in here. Because of that, that really convinced me, and I thought, yes, this is actually my favorite palette. Definitely from that new neutral collection where I've got the 5 in total, but also it is a favorite within my collection. And I've had it for a while. 2022 I got it. And here it is, and I just really like it. Again, it's another 18 pan. I've got 2 pans in here, and there are 3 pressed glitters in here, but there are also 3 charcoal black shadows too. My goal would be to hit pan in everything and then to finish 9 shadows. What I'm thinking right now is Void for sure. Actually, that might not end up being a hit pan shadow. I might just take that out and franken it into a face powder. Emitters is sort of more creamy shadow, but it's looking to have dried out a little bit, so I'm not sure about that one. So yeah, Void I would finish, Diffuse, maybe potentially Trigger, even though it's a pressed glitter. Fortify, Vexer, Haute as well, because it's warmer than Tremble, which I would not try to finish. Maybe Smite, a gold pressed glitter. Muse for sure, maybe Fuse as well. Beautiful periwinkle shimmer. Octane, probably not. It actually looks more rusty from my angle and more reddish coppery from yours. So it's a maybe. Deceive, I love. It's got a pink flip in there. Sepia, 100% I try to finish that. Not Ignite, the coppery pressed glitter. One of Quer and Smolder, probably Smolder because it's less sparkly, or rather the sparkles are finer than these. And maybe Aroma. So there are potentially 13 shadows in here that I could see myself finishing. And yeah, so I could pick just 9 out of those and then see how far I get. Yes. So that's my final option. So now you know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Last time you really helped me. I didn't go with the majority of what people were suggesting in terms of, I didn't do like a poll, but your comments were so valuable and they really helped me to see and understand what I wanted to pan. And I went with maybe the second most popular option or third, I'm not sure, but definitely not the most popular vote. And I went with this one, and I think I'm gonna do it. So yeah, thank you so much in advance for taking all the time to think about this and leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts are. And yeah, I'm gonna let you go now. So thank you so much for watching as well. And I really hope you subscribe if you wanna see where this is all going. And other than that, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And I'm sending you so much love. Take care, bye.